ನೀರಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ ವಿಂಡೋದಾಗ.
Good afternoon, students. Am I audible? Fine. Good afternoon to all of you. Many names are coming, so I may not be able to reply name with names. But good afternoon, Kritika, Nishmita, Hemant, everyone. Okay. So as you know, we are going to start a new chapter today. Up to kinematics half we have done. Once all the students are streamlined, once all the students complete whatever topics we have done before, then we will continue with kinematics. So today we are going to start a new chapter which does not require as much kinematics. Whichever you know from school, that much only will be needed, and that I will anyways explain to you. Okay. So let me just mention what are the chapters we will complete, and what is going to be discussed in those chapters. Brief introduction like that I will try to give you. Is it okay? So the first chapter which I will discuss here is thermal properties of matter. Thermal properties of matter. I think the material, some of the students have, I think, got the material in the form of hard copy. Some of you may not have got. That's why I told Pradeep to send soft copy in the group. Everybody got the soft copy also, right? Yes. So what is the name of the chapter? What is the, not name I wrote. What is the number? Chapter 9. So this is your chapter 9. Okay. In our EPL, this is chapter number 9. Thermal properties of matter. After that, the next chapter, which will be chapter 10, will be thermodynamics. Thermodynamics. This is just review I am doing. Okay, review. So the class has not yet started. Just consider it as introduction or something. Thermodynamics. And chapter 11 will be kinetic theory of gases. Okay, so these three chapters belong to one category. These three chapters belong to one category: thermal properties of matter, thermodynamics, kinetic theory of gases. So all this, as you can see from the name also, this chapter, thermal properties of matter, has to do with how the properties of matter, like volume or pressure of a gas, how these things change with temperature. What are the relationship? How to measure temperature? What are the scales of temperature? So all those things we will study here. Okay. So this is the first part. Then in thermodynamics, we are going to find how heat and work are related. And this part, this study of science really started after, during the Industrial Revolution, when people started making engines, steam engines. Okay, so that time they wanted to know how much work they can get from certain amount of heat. Are you getting my point or not? How much work you can get from a certain amount of heat. So all that study became what we call today thermodynamics. Okay, this is the second part, and this is quite important. This is basically understanding whatever happened here in terms of molecular motion. In terms of what motion? Molecular motion. So we are going to apply the mechanics of whatever we have studied previous chapters, which we have to finish that. So whatever we have learned in the previous chapters of mechanics, that we have to apply here to learn about the relationship between different quantities that describe the thermal properties of a matter. Understood or not, students? So this is description in terms of molecular motion. In terms of, you can write motion of molecules. Motion of molecules. Okay, sir. Fine, students. So the last chapter will be understanding whatever laws we have learned here. Many laws we will be learning as the chapter goes, you will come to know. So whatever laws we have understood here, all those can be described in terms of motion of molecules. It has to be, right? Because if I say this is the formula for pressure of a gas, suppose I give you some formula for pressure of a gas, then that has to be related to the motion of the molecules, isn't it? Don't you think so? Yes or no? Just you mentioned to me. Whatever pressure the gas is exerting on the walls of the container, that has to be some way related to the motion of the molecules, right? It is because the molecules are moving inside the gas, that is why they are heating the walls. When they heat the walls, they exert force, and because they exert force, there will be pressure. We will talk about pressure also, don't worry. Everything from basic we will start, but I'm just trying to give you one overview of whatever chapters we are going to finish in this continuation. As we continue, we'll finish these 3 chapters. So the last chapter is quite interesting because we are going to study whatever we have done here in terms of motion of molecules. Okay. Make a note. So these are the main chapters we will finish. Now, by the time I finish at least this chapter, I will take around 15 to 20 days, maybe 20 days. By the time I finish this chapter, maybe more also. By that time, I want all the students who have not finished the previous videos, selected videos I have made, those videos you please try to complete. Then understanding this will be very, very easy. If not also, I will explain to you, but still try to complete the videos which we have done till now by the end of this chapter. Okay, so the chapter which we are going to start is thermal properties of matter. Again, before I start, 2 important, should we leave page for after kinematics? That is your wish, Sujal. As long as you write the topic and the chapter name properly, it doesn't matter. Yeah, if you want to write in a new book also, no problem. But as long as you write the chapter name carefully, topics carefully, it doesn't matter, right? Okay. 2 important things which you should know from your school days. Okay, I will just try to check. If you don't know, I will revise. Is the first thing is density and pressure. So these 2 things I want to check whether you guys are comfortable or not. Okay. So anyone knows the formula for density of a substance? Mass per unit volume. Okay, so that is the definition also. Those who don't know also, you have to remember the definition. Okay, so density, we write the symbol rho. So we write density as mass per unit volume. Now, why density is a very important quantity? That is because suppose I want to tell you how much close the Suppose I tell you how much close the molecules of the substance are, how close they are. So to express the closeness of the molecules in a given substance, whether it is solid phase, liquid phase, gaseous phase, to distinguish them, this density is very useful. So imagine I have some number of atoms very close like this, and I have same number of atoms like this. This is in this much volume, this is in this much volume. Number 1, number 2. Which will have more density? First one or second one? Which one will have more density? First one will have more density. Why? Because here I have put 5 marbles or 5 atoms, whatever you want to think. Here also 5. So the mass will be same. Mass will be same. Mass will be same. But this occupies less volume. So if the volume is less, density is more. So basically density will tell you how close the molecules of the given substance are, how close they are. That is the first thing to understand. Second thing important about density. Yes, provided Yashaswini, you can say inversely proportional provided your mass is same. Last time also I have told, when you say y is proportional to x, or y is inversely proportional to x, then whatever equal to you write that this quantity must be constant. So if mass is constant for both of them, only then you can say these two are inversely proportional. Understood or not? Okay. So keep this in mind that density and volume can be considered inversely proportional if the mass remains constant. Okay. Density of water is something I want you guys to remember. Density of water is 1000 kg per meter cube. 1000 kg per meter cube. Why this is the unit? Because mass will be measured in kg, volume will be length into breadth into height. So meter into meter into meter will be meter cube. Correct now? So density of water will be this number. This is a fixed number, okay? Of course, this slightly changes with pressure of the surrounding, but those things we will study later. But at least the rough estimate of density for normal water, which has only water, okay? I don't want salt and all. I don't want salt and other things. So as long as you keep the normal temperature, normal pressure, everything, then the density of water is 1000 kg per meter cube. Okay. Keep this in mind. In this chapter, we will study how density changes with temperature. All those things we will study. Stalin is asking what will happen if temperature changes. So this is the chapter where we will study what happens to density of a substance when you change the temperature. So all those things we will study, don't worry. But first and foremost, keep the definition in your mind. The density is mass per unit volume. Pressure is again definition. So the pressure definition is given by force per unit area. Force per unit area, not velocity, force per unit area. What Newton meter you are writing, ma? So force, pressure is defined as force per unit area. Okay. So again, students, if you want to say these two are inversely proportional, suppose you want to say these two are inversely proportional, then what must be constant? What must be constant? Force must be constant. Okay, if you want to say these two are inversely proportional. Understood or not? For example, 10 divided by 2, 10 divided by 5. This will be 5, this will be 2. So you can see if this number increases, this number decreases. Right? Provided I keep this number what? Provided I keep this number same. Otherwise, you will not be able to say like that. No, suppose I make this 100, let's say 100. Suppose I make this 100, then this will be 20. Then how you can say like that, right? So if you want to say these two are inversely proportional, please remember force should be considered to be constant. Let us talk more about this. Please write the notes. Try to find density of other substance also. You can Google and try to search and share in the group. Like density of iron, density of copper, some of the important materials. Now don't find density of every material in the world. By the way, density of water is constant, okay? Whether it is water in India or water in anywhere else, it doesn't matter. As long as it is H2O. I don't want salt. What this Channa is asking. Sir, should we write less 9 or all the lessons name as heading? Chapter name you write. After writing the chapter name, whatever topic name I write, that your topic write your name and discuss. Yeah, Tejaswini, density is defined as mass per unit volume. So if the volume occupied is more, density will be less. Similarly, if volume occupied is less, density will be more. So if many people are very close to each other, we say it is a very dense crowd of people, dense crowd of people. If people are very close, if people are very far, we say it is less dense crowd of people. So density basically gives you about the closeness. That's it. Whoever had doubt, you are clear about the density, mass per unit volume. It is definition. Definition you have to accept. No, it is like saying musical scale. Musical scale has sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa. So that is definition. We have given that names. Now what music you will make out of them, that is up to your creativity and your smartness, right? So I want to, before I continue the chapter, let me again talk about pressure, okay? Force per unit area. Always have pen and notebook in front of you. As I keep writing, you also write, listen and discuss. So as I told you, if I keep force same, then for smaller areas, you will get more pressure. Okay, so let us see one example. Suppose there is a girl who's standing in one leg and she is wearing slippers like this. Okay, if it was a classroom, I would have shown you. So you have to imagine one girl standing in one leg, okay, one leg only. And same girl is wearing heels, let's say. Some party she is going, let's say. And she is here also, she is standing in one leg. My question to you, in which case there is more pressure? First case or second case? In second case, there is more pressure. The reason is very simple. The force acting on the bottom part will be same. Why the force will be same? Because same girl I told. So her mass will be same. And you know earth attracts everything downwards depending on your mass. So if the girl is same, force will be same. So force will be same. But you can see here the area is more, here the area is less. So wherever the area is less, pressure will be more. So pressure here will be greater than pressure here. Please be busy writing in the notes, not in the chat box. Okay, unless some important question comes, then you write in the chat box. Otherwise, you should be busy writing the notes in the notebook, not writing in the chat box. Unless some important question comes. Again, okay, you are writing, Nikhil. Okay. So pressure here will be more than here. So keep this in mind. All these things will help you to understand the chapter better. Now think like this, okay? Suppose this is some area and this is some area. Imagine area of some wall. Wall is there, imagine, and two areas I have taken. Same area. Same area. Now think some marbles or some atoms or molecules, whatever you want to think, are coming and hitting. 5 of them are coming and hitting the wall. Here also 5 of them are coming and hitting the wall. So the marbles here and here are identical. Okay, identical. Identical marbles. Or atoms also you can think, no problem. Okay. Now, suppose this is coming and hitting with 10 meter per second and then it rebounds. It rebounds with, let's say, 10 meter per second. Tuck, tuck. Okay. Here it hits with 5 meter per second and then it rebounds. Tuck, tuck. Okay. In which case do you think more pressure is produced? First case or second case, more pressure is produced on the wall. Some are saying 1, some are saying 2. Okay. Fine. Enough. 20 members like that message, then others can just think. Okay. Okay, let us try to understand. Let us go back to the meaning of pressure. Pressure is force by area. That is the definition, right? In these two problem, I kept the area same. So area is same. So it means wherever more force will be there, wherever more force will exert, more pressure will be there. Agree or not? If anyone wants me to explain this, mention, sir, explain. Both are in the numerator. Both are in the numerator. So if force in this case is more, pressure in this case will be more. If force is less here, pressure will be less. If force here and here are same, pressure also will be same. Understood? Soeba is asking me to explain. Now, see Soeba, 10 by 2 is more or 100 by 2 is more? Saida, Soeba, whoever is asking me to explain more, answer this question. 10 by 2 is more or 100 by 2 is more? 100 by 2 is more. This will give 50. This will give 5. Understood? No. So in this problem, see what I have done. I have kept the area same. So this area is same. So if the numerator is more, if this is more, this answer is also more or less? More compared to this. So that is what I'm saying. If force is more, pressure also will be more. Understood now? Soeba and others? Okay. No, I asked only those students who had doubt, not other students who have already understood, no problem. Okay. So this is called directly proportional. This is called inversely proportional. Okay, so those things you should know. Now look here. How to find whether force here is more or here is more? Maybe the force is same. How to find it? For that, we should see the formula for force. So in class 9, if you remember, if you forgot also, no problem. Later chapters, we will study this. Force is equals to mass into acceleration. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. Those who know, it's okay. Those who don't know, you should try to remember now. So this force is mass into acceleration. Acceleration means change in velocity. So if you are moving with initial velocity u and your velocity becomes v, then acceleration is change in velocity divided by time taken. Change in velocity divided by time taken. So this is what we know force is. Now look here in this example. 10 meter per second it was coming initially. After hitting, it is going back like this. So in this part, initial velocity is 10. Initially it was going with 10 meter per second. After hitting, it is going back, remember, back. So final velocity will be minus 10. Why minus? Because if this direction you take positive in physics, then this direction you have to take negative. So initial velocity was 10, final velocity is minus 10. Understood or not? So what will be the change in velocity? This part you try to calculate. Here, v minus u. Everybody calculate this part here. Substitute these numbers. Not velocity, same speed, minus 20. Correct now? So in elastic collision, it goes back with same speed. Here, it was coming with what velocity? Initially, 5. After it goes back, it will have how much velocity final? Minus 5. Correct? So what will be change in velocity? Here, what will be change in velocity? Minus 10. So if you ask magnitude, which magnitude is more? 20 or 10? Then 20 is more. Yes or no? 20 is more. Everybody agrees? Magnitude, I'm saying. Minus sign is there for direction. Forget about minus sign. So 20 is more. So in this case, your v minus u is more. Now come here. If V minus U is more, force will be also more. Force also will be more because this is in the numerator, this is in the numerator. Agree everybody? If force is more, pressure also will be more. Agree or not? So in which case more pressure will be there? First case or second case? First case. So that is how you should remember. So forget all this mathematics now. Try to remember this. All of you look here. If a ball is coming like this, more pressure will be there. If the ball is coming like this, then less pressure will be there. Understood? More pressure, less pressure. More pressure, less pressure. Understood or not? So if it is coming faster, it will exert more pressure. If it is coming slower like this, very slowly, then less pressure. That is what I wanted to show you mathematically. That's it. Okay. Channa was asking, will it go back with same velocity like that? Again, students, I have told you that it goes back. So once I assume, you should not ask that. Whether it will go back with same velocity or not, that depends on the kind of material. Understood or not? So that we will discuss much later in mechanics, not in this chapter. If force is more, even pressure will also be more. That is what I'm saying. No, that is what I'm saying. Why you are writing the same sentence? That is what I'm saying. No, if force is more, pressure will be more. But again, students, area should be same. Otherwise, we cannot say like that. Okay. So these basic two things try to remember. Density is mass by volume. If the matter is very close, density will be more. Second, pressure is force by area. If molecules will hit the wall faster, it will exert more pressure. Keep that in mind. So let's start the chapter, thermal properties of matter. The first thing we want to study in this chapter is the concept of temperature. The first thing we want to understand is concept of temperature. Now, I think in school days or generally if you ask people what is temperature, they will tell you temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness of a body. Temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness of a body. This is what you will hear. Now it is fine. This definition is quite okay. I don't have problem with this, but it is not an accurate definition because hotness or coldness has to do with senses. Has to do with what, students? Senses. How you sense. Now sometimes our senses will not give correct answer. Sometimes our senses will not give us correct answer. For example, imagine I have water here and water here. Okay, suppose this is 40 degree. This is also 40 degree. If you keep both of them in the surrounding for long time, both of them will have same temperature, 40 degree. Now you take one hand and put in ice cold water. Ice cold water. Put one finger, one hand in your ice cold water. And one hand you don't do anything. Now you keep this hand here. This hand here. And another hand here. You will find this water is hotter. You will find this water is hotter than this water. That is what your skin will tell you. Are you understanding? This is something you have to try, okay? If you don't try, you will not believe me. So, this water, this hand, when you keep it here, you will feel this water is much hotter than this water. But actually, they have what temperature? Actually, they have what temperature? Same. but your sense is telling you one of them has more temperature than the other. So that is why this degree of hotness or coldness, that one I don't like very much, because we have to be very perfect while giving definition. Okay. So the way I define, I mean, not I, the way we define in physics what is temperature is by doing some experiments. Okay, so look here. Suppose I take one object A, which has, let's say, some temperature TA, some temperature which I don't know. TA represents the temperature of this. And I bring another body in contact. This has temperature TB. Now, if I try to see how much heat is flowing, then heat will flow from whichever has more temperature to whichever has less temperature. Heat will flow till both of them will acquire same temperature. Once both of them will acquire same temperature, I will find that heat flow will stop. Heat flow will stop. So that is called thermal equilibrium. I will give the definition, don't worry. So once these two will reach thermal equilibrium, they both will have same temperature. Okay. Then I bring another body A. Sorry, not another body, same body A, whose temperature is TA. And I put another body C, which has temperature TC, let's say. Now again, you will find that heat may flow depending on whether this is more or less than this. Heat may flow, but after some time, you will find both of them will also reach thermal equilibrium. When that will happen, this and this will have same temperature. In thermal equilibrium. Now students, after you have done A with B, once these two are in thermal equilibrium, once you do with A and C, once A and C are in thermal equilibrium, once they have same temperature, nothing I have explained until now. A and B are two bodies which I have put in contact. A and B are two bodies. Imagine A is coffee and B is table. So once I bring them in contact, whichever is hotter, from there heat will flow from hotter body to colder body. How long the heat will flow? Till these two will have same temperature. So once these two will have same temperature, heat flow will stop. That is called thermal equilibrium. So that time, this and this will have same temperature. Same thing I did with A and C. Once you have done with A and B, then A and C. Now students, in order to decide between A and C, if you put A and C, then 100% A and C will be in thermal equilibrium, 100%. No doubt will be there. Meaning, this temperature will be equal to this temperature without even checking. Without even checking. You don't need to check whether heat will flow or not. Understood what I'm saying? So if A and C are equal, if A body and C, Hemant, so that we cannot do anything. You have to either wait for the video to be shared with you or try to understand from here onwards. Okay, this video is recorded. So for those students who find difficulty, then they will have, who have difficulty and seeing the video, they will get recorded video. Okay, don't worry. So once you know A and B are at same temperature, A and C are at same temperature, you don't have to check whether A and C will be at same temperature or not. Sorry, not A and C, B and C. B and C. So first I have checked between A and B, then I have checked between A and C, whether they are in same temperature or not. How to check? Put them together, wait for some time. As you wait for some time, heat will flow from higher temperature body to lower temperature body. Till when? Till both of them will have same temperature. Understood? So you have to do whatever I told with A and B. Then you do whatever I told between A and C. Once you have done that, between B and C, sorry, I told before A and C, between B and C, you don't need to perform another experiment. You can 100% guarantee that B and C will have same temperature. Understood, students, this part? Now, you may think, Arey sir, this is obvious. No, why are you telling obvious things? This is obvious, you may think. See, it is not always obvious. For example, let's say my friend is Stalin. So suppose Stalin is my friend. And let's say Stalin's friend is, I don't know, Stalin's friend is Rohan. Does it mean Rohan and me are also friends? I am friend of Stalin. Rohan is Stalin's friend. Does it mean me and Rohan are also friends? No. So this logic does not always work. It only works. It only works when you are dealing with what? Numbers. When you are dealing with what? Numbers. Matlab, if A is equal to 2, B is equal to 2, then you can 100% say that A is equal to B. Understood what I'm saying? This logic works for numbers. That is what I'm trying to explain. That if A is equal to 2, TA is equal to TB, TA is equal to TC, then you don't have to check between B and C. B and C 100% has to be in thermal equilibrium. Understood or not? So that is where we get the idea of what is temperature. Through these experiments, people came to know what is actually temperature. Okay. So students, whatever I told just now, A and B, A and C, B and C, that is actually called in physics zeroth law. Okay. Zeroth law of thermodynamics. Do you want to know why it is called zeroth law? Usually we say first law, second law, like that. Okay. So let me quickly tell you, whatever I told you here, A, B, A, C, B, C, it is called zeroth law because of this phenomenon. Listen carefully. There is a book, okay, there is a book called Treatise on Heat, Treatise on Heat, written by some Saha. I forgot the actual name. I also read that book in my master's, I remember. So that book was some great scientist Fowler, I think. He was reading in England, that book. And in one of the paragraph in the book, this idea was mentioned, whatever I told. Are you understanding or not? In that book, whatever I told you now, that idea was mentioned. So when Fowler, he read that idea, he felt, "Arey wow, this is a very nice way of understanding what is temperature." So he wanted to make this idea, he wanted to make it first law. First law. Problem was, by that time, first law and second law was already mentioned. First law and second law was already mentioned, which we will study in the next chapter. Understood or not? So he did not know what to do, because he wanted this idea to be first, because it gives you the idea that temperature is basically a number which a body has. How to measure that number, we will study, don't worry. But every body will have a number that tells you whether heat will go this way or heat will come this way. Are you getting the idea? Everybody has a number. Why number only? Because of this idea. The TA equal to TB, TA equal to TC. So TB must be equal to TC. That happens with numbers. I told you, it is not necessary that that idea has to be always true. Me and Stalin example I gave you. So that is why he put this idea as the zeroth law, because he wanted to keep it before first law. Understood now? Why it is called zeroth law? Okay. So let us write the statement. What is the statement? It says, please write down, if two bodies A and B are in thermal equilibrium. Thermal equilibrium means they have reached such state where heat is not going this way also, this way also. That means they have reached same temperature. So if two bodies A and B are in thermal equilibrium and A and C are also in thermal equilibrium, then bodies B and C this word must is important, must be in thermal equilibrium. I know it is a very simple law, but it is so simple, that's why he wanted it to be at the first. So if two bodies A and B are in thermal equilibrium and A and C are also in thermal equilibrium, then B and C must be also in thermal equilibrium. So temperature is like intrinsic property of a body. Intrinsic word means something which the body will always have. For example, mass. Mass of Pankaj sir is intrinsic property or not intrinsic? Intrinsic. Why? Because as long as Pankaj sir is there, mass will always be there. But this, for example, suppose this beer which I have, that is not intrinsic. I can cut and throw it out. Understood or not? So that is not intrinsic. But whatever mass I have, that is intrinsic. Or let's say mass of an atom. Mass of an atom, that is intrinsic. If you have carbon, that carbon will have some mass all the time. Similarly, temperature is also intrinsic property of a macroscopic body. Macroscopic body means large number of collection of atoms body, which determines whether heat will flow out of the system or heat will come inside. So let me mention that now. So let me now give you a proper meaning of temperature. So temperature, listen carefully. It is the property of a body is the property of a body that determines whether heat will flow from body to surrounding or from surrounding to body. So temperature of a body is that property of a body that determines whether heat will flow from the body to the surrounding or from surrounding to the body. Basically, it is a numerical value. Okay. When I say property, it will have some numerical value. And how to give this numerical value, that we have to study in this chapter. As I told you, in the third chapter, third matlab, these 3 chapters we have to do. The third chapter was the one that I mentioned to you today, was what? Kinetic theory of gases, right? In that chapter, students, you will get more clarity of what actually is temperature. Right now, see what I have written. Temperature is the property of a body. Matlab, every body will have some temperature. That will tell you whether heat will go this way or this way. Understood this much? If 1 or 2 say yes, then I hope. If you have not understood, then say no, then I will be able to explain. But there's no question of no, already I've explained everything, okay? So that way we have defined temperature. But later in the third chapter, kinetic theory of gases, there you will be able to know more nicely what is temperature. So right now I will mention to you. Later we will describe it more mathematically. Okay, so write down. Note, you write NOTE. Temperature of a body, temperature of a coldness, heat flows. Okay, heat energy. I will now discuss heat also. Advait, don't worry. So temperature, let me discuss now. Temperature is a measure. Coldness is absence of heat. Okay. So temperature is a measure of, this is very important, listen carefully, average kinetic energy of the constituent atoms, or you can write molecules also, no problem. So temperature is a measure, matlab temperature measures the average kinetic energy of the constituents atoms. This is more concrete definition. Now let me explain this part. Again, I told you this will be more clear in which chapter I told? Which chapter? Kinetic theory of gases. But still, you will get some idea about this now only. So listen carefully. If you consider any substance, let us say gas. So in gas, no, it is easy to understand because the molecules are actually moving. So if you consider gas in a container, if you consider gas in a container, the molecules in the container are moving around, correct or not? Now, are they moving in one direction or they are moving randomly? Are they moving in one direction or they are moving in all directions? What do you think? They are moving randomly. The reason how to understand they are moving randomly, how to understand? Very simple. You take some tire where there is gas inside. If you put a pin, anywhere you put, gas will come out. So imagine this was the box. This is the tire, let's say. This is the tire. Here molecules are there. Let us say all of them are moving this way. Suppose all of them are moving this way. Then if you make hole here, then they will come out. No. If you make hole here, they will not come out. Understood or not? If you make hole here, they will come out. If you make hole here, they will not come out if they were all moving in one direction. But they are all not moving in one direction. They are moving randomly like this. And the randomness is because they keep colliding with each other. They keep colliding with each other with the walls also. So as they keep colliding with each other and with the walls, no matter where you make the hole, the gas comes out. So this is very important to understand. That means one thing is clear, the molecules are moving around. In water also they are moving. In solid, they may not be moving from here to there, but they are oscillating. They are solpa vibrating like this, about the mean position like this. Solpa, little bit vibration will be there. When you increase the temperature, they will vibrate more. When you increase the temperature, they will vibrate more. And when the vibration is too much, those bonds will break. Once those bonds will break, it will become what now? Liquid. It will become liquid. Are you understanding, right? Okay. So please understand that even in solid, the atoms are slightly moving, may not be moving as much as atoms in gas. But even in solid, they are moving slightly. They are oscillating. Once something moves, listen carefully, once something is moving, it will always have kinetic energy. Energy due to motion. It will have kinetic energy. Okay. So if you add the kinetic energy of all the atoms, then you divide by the number of atoms. That is what we call average kinetic energy. What kinetic energy? Average kinetic energy. And temperature is a measure of average kinetic energy. Which means if I increase the temperature, what will happen, students? The atoms will move faster or slower? Atoms will move faster. That is important fact to remember, because if they move faster, then each one of them will have little bit more velocity, more speed. If they have little bit more speed, they will have more kinetic energy. Understood or not? Kinetic energy is energy due to motion. So please remember, temperature is a measure of the average kinetic energy. So when temperature increases, basically the atoms will vibrate more. So imagine this is a spoon. This is a spoon, and I put this spoon on a fire like this. So the atoms here will vibrate faster like this. So when these atoms will vibrate faster, they will collide with these atoms. Understanding? Then these atoms will start vibrating faster. Then these atoms will vibrate faster because of collision. So imagine my friend is here. I am doing like this. So that person also starts moving. Agree or not? Okay. So when you heat and increase the temperature, the atoms will vibrate with more kinetic energy. So when they collide, that collision will pass energy from here to here. That collision will pass energy from here to here. That collision will pass energy from here to here. So slowly the energy is moving. What is moving? Energy. That energy is what we call, have I written anywhere? Where have I written that word? That energy which is flowing because of heat, one part is hot, other part is cold. That energy is this heat. Okay, so next now we will define heat. There are other ways to transfer heat. Right now I told through collisions, right? Other ways are also there, which we will study as chapter progresses. So now we want to study what is quickly heat. So if they ask you what do you mean by heat, then what you should write? Heat is a form of energy. Should I stop here? Channa, should I stop here? Only Channa should answer. If everybody's name is Channa, then you can reply. Channa? No, we cannot stop here, because if you stop here, then it is not very clear, because light is also a form of energy, sound is also a form of energy. So you cannot stop here. So heat is a form of energy that flows from one body to another. Sometimes it may not be from one body to another also. It may be from one part to another part of the same body also. So heat is a form of energy that flows from one body to another body due to, this is the most important part, students, due to, if anyone can say, I'll be very happy. Two words are there, two words. Due to temperature. Next word. Due to temperature difference. Due to temperature difference. Okay, so this is very important. So if I take a rod, spoon, let's say, one, just now I explained the example, I gave the example. So if I put flame here, so that will be at higher temperature, let's say 500. And let us say this is at normal temperature, 25. Yeah, temperature variations also you can write, Channa. Very good. So 500 to 25. Then what will happen? Energy will flow this way. That energy is what we call heat. And the symbol we use is capital Q. Now, suppose imagine one day you were sitting in the bus stand. Now though you should not go outside. Now it is danger. But suppose someday after everything is normal, you are in the bus stand and you saw somebody is doing very bad thing. you got angry and you went and you pushed him. Hey, why are you doing like that? So when you pushed him, you transferred energy. Agree or not? You have given energy, no? Yeah. Can I call that energy heat? Can I call that energy heat? Some are saying no, some are saying yes. Okay, enough. So that energy which was transferred from me to that person was not due to temperature difference. I did not go and gave energy because I was very hot and I saw he is very cold. So I did not go and give energy because I was hot, he was cold. I gave energy because I got angry. So I transferred mechanical energy. So that is mechanical energy. Yes, Hemant. That is mechanical energy. That should not be confused with heat energy. Are you understanding, students? For example, if you keep this pen here, and if you leave it, this pen also starts moving, no? Yes or no? So that pen also starts getting energy. That energy is not because this is hot and that is cold. It is because Earth's gravity is pulling it. That is potential energy. That is mechanical energy. So please do not confuse heat energy with other forms of energy. Heat energy is specifically what? It is the energy which flows. This word is very important, which flows due to temperature difference. Due to temperature difference. Okay, now I will write one statement. Think whether that statement is correct or not correct. Okay. See, I like interactive class now, Solpa. Once regular classes will start, it will be more easy. But right now in online, as much as possible, let us try to make it interactive. Mention whether, this is the first question as such we are doing. Mention whether the statement below is true or false. By the way, students, heat, since I told it is a form of energy, it is just another form of energy, just like kinetic energy, potential energy, this is also energy. So the unit SI unit will be joules. Okay, so now listen carefully. The statement is, a body has, don't be in a hurry to answer. Think whatever was the definition of heat energy, read once, understand, read this statement and think whether it is matching with the definition or not. A body has 100 joules of heat energy. You may have found this statement in many books also. A body has 100 joules of heat energy. Yeah, you can read and think, then answer whether this statement is true or false. Shanmukh is saying true. Once somebody will say true, no, others also will start true like that. Sujal is saying false. False. Varshita true. Rukia true. Nishmita, what do you think? Some names I remember. Sakina false. Soeba. Abhigna false. Akansh true. Kritu true. Sanvi true. Advait false. Okay. Okay, enough. Everybody I will not read. It will take time. So one question, if I start checking everybody is answering or not, it will take time. Okay. Let us go back to the meaning of heat. Heat is what I told. When you have something hot and something cold, this will be higher temperature. This will be lower temperature. Correct? Then here the atoms will vibrate faster. Because of collisions, that energy will be transferred. That energy which flows, repeat, the energy which flows due to temperature difference is called heat. The energy which, please don't write unnecessary thing when I'm explaining. When energy flows due to temperature difference, that is called heat energy. So it has to be due to temperature difference and it has to flow. What I have written here, a body has 100 joules of, has. So this is not allowed. Has 100 joules of is not allowed. It is false. This is false. Okay. What would be the correct statement? Correct statement would be a body has 100 joules of average kinetic energy in the atoms of it. This would be correct because kinetic energy is something which the atoms have, na, half mv square. So they are only moving, so they only have energy. So this is correct. By the way, students, we have a name for this. Let me give you one short name. Average kinetic energy of atoms. Okay. This one, we have a short name for this. It is called internal energy. What energy? Internal energy. So the average kinetic energy which atoms have, because they are moving, say suppose I am walking like this, then that is my energy, no? So that way you can write. A body has 100 joules of average kinetic energy, or simply you can write a body has 100 joules of internal energy. Heat you cannot write because heat is not something which a body has. Heat is something which flows. Let me explain once more. Let me give you another correct statement. This is correct statement. Another correct statement let me give you. 100 joules of heat is transferred. If you don't want to write transferred, you write flows from one body to surrounding. You can write surrounding, or you can write another body. This is also correct. But saying that you have 100 joules of heat energy, that is wrong. Because look here. Suppose my temperature is T. Your temperature is T. Will heat flow? Will heat be flowing? No, heat will not flow. But I will still have average kinetic energy. No, I will still have internal energy. I will have average kinetic energy in my atoms. You will also have, because your atoms are also slightly moving. My atoms are also slightly moving. But I will have internal energy. You will have internal energy. So I have internal energy, or you can say average kinetic energy of the atoms. That is called, in short, internal energy. So so that you can say I have 100 joules of internal energy. You have 100 joules of internal energy. But you cannot say I have 100 joules of heat. Heat is used only when it flows, when energy flows due to difference in temperature. Understanding or not? So basically when you bring them together, no transfer happens because they are basically moving with same energy. When this is moving faster and this is moving slower, then this faster one will hit more hard. So this will also start moving faster. Are you understanding, students, what I'm trying to explain? So when one body will have faster moving atoms, when one body will have faster moving atoms than another body, then the collision will pass energy. Then collision will pass energy. But if my average energy and your average energy are same, when they collide, energy will not pass. So heat will not be there. This is something, very common. Students will do mistakes. That is why in the beginning only I wanted my students, see, when I teach, I want all of you to be perfect. Perfectly you should study. Otherwise you should not study. Otherwise you should do music, sports, so many things, nice things are there in the world. But if you are studying, if you are listening to my class, you have to do it perfectly. Okay, then only it makes sense. Okay, the next thing I want to discuss with you is how are we going to measure temperature. So we are going to now discuss about scales of temperature. Okay, before we study scales of temperature, we need to study something called thermometric property. Thermometric property of a substance. Okay, so let us say I want to make a device. I want to make a device which will give me temperature of a body. How will I make? So one of the very simple way is I will take a tube, thin tube, and then I will put mercury. Mercury. Why water? Why not water? We will. That is a good question. One of the question actually it will be asked. Why water is not used? That we will discuss. Don't worry. So mercury, right? Then I have to choose two standard phenomenon. What I told? Two standard phenomenon which happens at same temperature. Which happens at same temperature. So that is very common phenomenon are. One is melting of ice. One is melting of ice and the other is boiling of water. Boiling of water. As long as some tufan is not, tufan matlab what? Cyclone is not coming, the temperature at which ice will melt or the temperature at which water will boil is always fixed. Unless you go to very high heights where the pressure is different, all those things we will see later. But these two are chosen to be standard phenomena. Just now I told, we will discuss that later, Sumuka. Just now I told we will discuss why water is not used. And I did not even told you thermometer. I just told you I have a tube. I have a tube. I have put mercury. Now I am going to choose melting point of ice and boiling point of water as my range of my scale. Range. So what I will do, I will search wherever ice is melting. So let us say here ice is melting. If ice is melting, some water also should be there. Correct or not correct? If it is melting, then ice also should be there. Solpa water also should be there, right? Then what I will do, I will put this here. When I will put this here like this mercury column will come down. It will come down. Why it will come down? Everything will study. Don't worry. Come down. Let us say after reaching this point, let us say it stops. Why it will stop? Because once this one and this one will have same temperature, then there will be no transfer of heat. So when this will be in contact with this, the mercury will shrink and after some time it will stay fixed. There I will put some number. Who will decide the number? I will decide. Why? Because I am making the thermometer. So I like to start from 0. Everybody likes to start from 0. So I will call this 0. And you can put degree. And since I did, you can put P. 0 degree P. My name is Pankaj. Now, then I will search for another phenomenon which happens at higher temperature. So boiling point of water. So you have to go ask your mother to boil water, or you can only boil, no? Boil water. So there should be steam and water in same phase. And once you put this inside, you will find this mercury will go up and it will stay fixed somewhere. There I will put one number, and that number I will put 100 degree. By the way, you all know Pankaj sir did not do this. Celsius did. Who did? Celsius. So we will put Celsius mark. Now this is you. This is you. I want to know your temperature. So I will put this in your mouth or maybe on your armpits, and I'll wait for some time. Then this mercury will be where? Here, huh? Mercury will be here. Your body will be same as boiling water or what? No, it will be somewhere here. If this is 50, somewhere here. So it may come that, so from here, I will divide this into 100 parts. 100 parts. And then I will read your temperature 37 degrees Celsius. So this way, I'm going to measure temperature. This way, Celsius did the measurement. So what you have understood, students, to make a thermometer or to make a scale of temperature, first thing you need is some property which changes with temperature. Can you tell me here which property was changing with temperature? Which property I have used? No, not pressure. Not pressure. Water. Water will change to what? Coca-Cola. Mercury will change. You are not even listening to the question carefully and you want to answer. State. State of matter changed. Liquid became solid. Heat became something. Thermometer. Wow. I am asking all of you, please relax. Wait. Before giving all the wrong answers, you wait a little bit. Yeah, one or two I saw right answer also. One or two right answer I'm seeing. Okay. So let us again listen carefully. Question is, I said, which property I have used to measure temperature? I have to use some property which changes with temperature. And that property is what? Volume of the liquid. Volume of the liquid, because when temperature increases, things will usually expand. Usually, most of the things, they will expand. So that property I have used to measure the temperature. And that such properties are called thermometric property. Understood now what is thermometric property? It is very dangerous to ask questions to all of you. You are giving answers like anything you think. Okay. So what is thermometric property? It is a property of a substance. I will give some examples. It is a property of a substance which changes linearly with temperature. So if you want to make a scale of temperature, the first thing is you have to search what property you are going to use, which changes linearly. Linearly means if temperature gets doubled, this property, whatever is this property, should also get doubled. So it is a property of a substance which changes linearly with temperature. The experiment which I showed to you, the one which I did, there I have used expansion. Some students wrote expansion, I was very happy. Some of you wrote volume also, that is also okay. Some wrote expansion and contraction, that is also correct. So that property of a body was used, which changes linearly with temperature. Okay, so let me give you examples. Okay, see, by the way, students, again listen carefully. If I want to know about, let's say, somebody's income, salary, if I don't ask directly, but if I, let us say, observe his kids, how much pocket money they keep getting, how much enjoyment they are doing by spending money here and there. So from there also I can have a measure. I can have a measure about the father's salary. Exact value I may not know, but I will be able to compare two people's income by looking at their kids' expenditure. Are you understanding? Something like that we are doing. Directly to find temperature is difficult because temperature is related to the kinetic energy of the atoms. So who will find kinetic energy of each atom? That will be difficult right now. So what we are doing is we are trying to find properties which change with temperature. One of the property is volume of a liquid. And I have shown you so clearly how we can do that. Put some liquid in the mercury in the tube, find some melting ice, mark there some number, whichever number you like. Then you go to another place where there is boiling water, put that thermometer or that tube, wait for mercury to expand, mark there whatever number you want, divide that into equal parts. So this will become a measurement of temperature. This can be used to measure temperature. Is it clear, everyone? Okay. So, Rukia, what is not clear? Tell me exactly. Wait. Stop saying yes, sir. Stop saying yes, sir once. Rukia, you put your doubt. Okay. I'll go slow, but I'm not going fast actually. I'm just saying things more number of times. Okay, I'll go slow, Channa. Rukia, put your doubt so that I will explain to everyone. Okay, Channa, no problem. I'll go slow. Yeah, I think sometimes no, I get excited when I'm teaching physics. Huh. Rukia was saying she did not understand something. Please write your doubt. I'll wait. No problem. That father's salary you got confused, huh? No, you're not supposed to be confused. You are supposed to know about how temperature shift. Have you seen thermometers, right? Before you have seen thermometers, right? So look here. Imagine I have a substance where there are atoms. Where there are atoms. Now, what I told, these atoms will slightly vibrate. If this is solid, it will slightly vibrate. If it's liquid, it will vibrate more. It will vibrate even more. Now suppose I increase temperature. How will I increase temperature? By bringing another hot body. So bring a hotter body and bring in contact with this. Just like I did, no? That mercury thermometer was put in contact with boiling water in the second case. Then heat will go this way. Now, when heat will go this way, this energy which is given to this substance, that will increase the average kinetic energy of the atoms. So the temperature of the substance will increase. And as they oscillate more and more, the volume where they occupy, that volume increases. That is called volume expansion. That is called volume expansion. So exactly that happened in the case of that mercury. When you keep it in boiling water, the energy which comes makes the molecules move faster, so they tend to occupy more space, so they expand. That is called thermal expansion. After this we have to study that only. After this we have to study about that only. Okay, so volume is one of the thermometric property which we have choose, which we can choose to measure temperature. So what is thermometric property? It is a property of a substance which changes linearly with temperature. Example, volume of liquid. Volume of liquid, right? And the thermometers which are based on this are called liquid in glass thermometer. Thermometer. So directly we are not able to measure temperature. So we are finding some property which changes with temperature, and that property we should be able to measure. Volume is easy to measure, no students? It will expand, so you can easily mark. Yes or no? It will expand here, it will expand here, it will expand here, it will expand here, it will expand there, it may contract here. So volume is something which is easily measurable. Agree or not? So we are trying to convert something which we cannot measure directly into something which can be measured more easily. And that property which changes with temperature, which is easy to measure directly, that kind of properties which we are using to make thermometers, that properties are called thermometric property. So the first around 10 minutes is there. Let me complete this. So the first is volume of liquid. Volume of liquid changes with temperature. Okay. So this is one of the thermometric property. The second one is pressure of gas. Pressure of gas. This is also another thermometric property at constant volume, but at constant volume. I will explain, don't worry. This is another property. Channa, listen carefully. This is another property which we can use to measure temperature. What is that? Pressure of gas at constant volume. I will explain, but first let me mention the name of the thermometer based on this property. That thermometer is called constant volume. This is not so common in our day-to-day life. Okay, this is not very common. This is a very common one. The ones that we usually have in our homes are this one, liquid in glass thermometer. What changes? I'm not saying pressure of atmosphere. I'm saying pressure of a gas. Okay, of a certain gas in a small region. So pressure of gas at constant volume, and the thermometers which come from here are called constant volume gas thermometer. Constant volume gas thermometer. Before I start explaining this one, let me mention the last one. The last one is resistance of a conductor. Resistance of a conductor. Resistance of a conductor. This is also one property, students, which changes linearly with temperature. Details of this in second PU you will study, but in first PU also little bit I will tell you for your understanding. Resistance of a conductor. How many of you knew this? That yes, resistance of a conductor changes with temperature. Anyone knew beforehand? Me, yes, okay, no problem. Even if you don't know, I'm going to explain, so no problems. And the thermometers which are based on this are called platinum resistance thermometer. Platinum resistance thermometer. Okay. The material usually the one that they use are platinum, because for this material the change in temperature will be more. Sorry, the change in resistance will be more for small change in temperature also. So if you change little bit also temperature, resistance will change nicely. So you will be able to measure it. Otherwise it will be difficult to measure, right? If the change is very, very small, it will be very difficult to measure. So for example, imagine in that mercury thermometer, why I used mercury liquid? So why I can't use some solid? Why I can't use marble? Suppose I put a marble inside. In the thermometer, I put marble. So why I can't use volume of marble? Why I wrote volume of liquid? Yes, very good. Solids do not expand a lot. Solids also expand, but they do not expand a lot. So even if you change the temperature, if you change temperature by 10 degree, your marble will expand only little bit. So you will not be able to mark. You will not be able to put marking in the scale. So you want a substance, you want a property which changes nicely, with temperature. That is why solids are obviously not used. Okay. So let me explain this part. We have only 5-6 minutes. I will explain this part. This one I'll explain tomorrow. Writing part is done. Okay. So what are the three thermometric properties which are common? Volume of a liquid, based on that what kind of thermometer we make? Liquid in glass thermometer, liquid in glass, which is the common one. Second one is pressure of a gas, is also another thermometric property at constant volume, but and the thermometers are called constant volume gas thermometers. And the last one is resistance of conductor. You can write resistance thermometer. If you forgot this name, no problem. So now I have to explain to you why pressure increases with temperature. Why pressure increases with temperature at constant volume. So let me try to explain this with an example. Listen carefully. Imagine this is those who are boxing, no? Those who are boxing, this is something they know. So suppose you are boxing, okay? Now, suppose somebody hits you with some force like this. You felt hurt, no? Next time, he is increasing the speed. 1 meter per second, 10 meter per second. So when he is increasing the speed, if you stay there only like this, okay, I'll stay here only, you will feel more force or less force? You will feel more force. Everybody agrees if you stay there only. That's why boxers, no, they never stay there. They will do like this, like this. Have you seen? They will do like this. So why they are doing like this? That is to decrease the impact, to not allow the force to increase. Are you understanding? So if you have a gas in a container, if you have gas in a container, these molecules are moving, I told, right? And pressure is nothing but the force on the wall, on any wall you can choose, divide by area. Correct? Okay. Now, suppose I increase the temperature. What I told you. What is temperature? Temperature measures the average kinetic energy of the molecules or atoms. So when temperature increases, these molecules will hit the wall faster. Agree or not? These molecules will hit the wall faster. And if you don't allow the wall to move, matlab you stay like this only. First time like this, second time also like this only. So if you don't allow the wall to move, this side, if you don't allow the wall to move, matlab volume should be kept what? If you don't allow the wall to move, volume should be kept what? Constant. So in that case, what will happen? More impact will be there. More impact means what? More force. More force means what? More pressure. So this is how you can understand that pressure is also something, but pressure of a gas, remember. Because in solid, these molecules are not moving around, no, so much. So pressure of a gas increases with temperature linearly, provided volume is kept constant. So that is the second thermometric property. Third one also I will teach today or tomorrow. 5 minutes is still there actually, because I don't want to give too much information also. First day. Okay, so tomorrow we will do, no problem. Some of them are saying tomorrow, it's okay. Those who are saying Ravi Surya, okay, stop. I don't want to talk to anyone now. Stop messaging. Stop. Ravi Surya, why tomorrow? Today it was too much, no? Ravi Surya, whatever was discussed till now, you understood? Today, whatever was discussed, you understood? Yes, sir, or no, sir? Today, whatever was discussed, you understood or not? Very well understood. Okay, sir, fine. So what we will do, students, again, for many students, this is the first class. I don't want to say too many things. So what I will do quickly is one revision I will do so that you remember everything. So look here, we started the class. Yes, I will share, Rakesh, no problem. But please send me a message, okay? Now listen carefully. In the remaining 3 minutes, I will do one quick revision. First thing I told you about is zeroth law. Zeroth law. So this is the most important part. This is important because this gives meaning to temperature. So what this law says, if A and B are in thermal equilibrium, if A and C are in thermal equilibrium, then B and C are also in thermal equilibrium. That means every body has a number which we say temperature, and that temperature will tell us whether heat will go out of the body or into the body. So if temperature of the body is greater than temperature of surrounding, heat will go out. If it is less, heat will come in. Okay, so this is one thing we have discussed. After that, what I told, next concept, what we understood. Don't worry about mass and density. Density things and all you people know. Then I spoke to you about heat. Temperature I spoke. No, here. Temperature I spoke. Heat I spoke. Yeah. Heat. Then I told you heat is a form of energy that flows. Not because when Pankaj sir is angry. It flows because there is a what difference? Heat flows because there is a temperature difference. So temperature difference. It is very wrong. My students, none of my students should say, I have this much heat energy. Never. You should say, I have this much internal energy, which is nothing but kinetic energy of your atoms. That you can say, because those atoms belong to you. Then I think after that, what I spoke? Thermometric property. So only 3 topics I have done. Still you are saying so much. So thermometric property. So what is thermometric property? It is the property of a substance which changes linearly with temperature. So when you double the temperature by heating, the thermometric property should also get doubled. And one of the most common thermometric property is volume of a liquid. Volume of a liquid. Don't take solid, as Abhigna was saying, solids will expand very little. So it will be very difficult to measure temperature with solid as thermometric property. So you have to use volume of liquid. Second thermometric property is what? Pressure of a gas at constant temperature. And I hope everybody understood this example. No, if you forget, no, this you remember. Understanding or not? Yeah. And the last one is resistance, which I will explain tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. But please revise and come, okay? Someone is asking doubt or what? There was a doubt, no? Okay, students, bye. Let me see the doubts no once. Can you type once more that long? Sir, today you made class very interesting. Oh, no, not today. Every day, ma. Hey, don't say like that. Who is that? I'm not able to see the name also. And if anybody wants any explanation of today's class, something which you have not understood, give me a call now itself so that you get clarity. Oh, Advait said, okay. Thank you, Advait. but say privately, everybody should know. Okay, good evening all of you. Bye.